right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. The abundance unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love into the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And I also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And once again, to the spirit of Bahashim Yahushai, I'm coming with a lesson this morning, and I wanted to read a couple of verses here in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, concerning the return of our Lord Yahweh and him destroying the nations and their armies, and pretty much us getting the victory, okay? Because this is time that we're heading into, brothers and sisters. We're heading into victory, man. So I pray that this is edifying, and without further ado, let's get into the lesson, all right? So starting here in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, in verse 1, it says, "And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof." Verse 3 says, "And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven." Now, before I continue to read on, let's get some understanding, all right? It says, "And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven." Who is this man talking about? Or who is Ezra seeing in a vision? He's seeing the return of Yahweh, okay? He's seeing him coming back with the angels, all right? And let's prove that real quick. This is Revelation chapter 1. And I also want to get Jude. Oh, excuse me. Jude. No, yeah. Book of the Bible. Okay. We'll get Jude 1. Because it said he coming back with the angels, right? Jude 1. Okay. But I want to read Revelation first. So this is Revelation chapter 1. In the 7th verse. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds," right? Meaning he's coming with the angels in the chariots. It says, "And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so are men." Now, wail meaning they're going to be in grief, all right? Be perplexed at the sighting of Yahweh and the angels, man. Okay? This is Jude chapter 1, verse 14. It says, "And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints." And who are the 10,000s of his saints? He's talking about the angels. That's what Yahweh coming with. That's what Ezra is saying in that prophecy, okay? It says, "To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him." So Yahweh is coming back to judge the ungodly, man. And they're starting with Esau, Edom. He's the nation, but also 2/3 of Jake, man. Okay? But I want to get one more precept here, or maybe two, just proving that Yahweh he's coming back with the angels, man. This is Revelation chapter 19, starting at verse 11, okay? And as you see, it says, "The coming of Mashiach," or the coming of the anointed, okay? It says, "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True." Now, this white horse, brothers and sisters, is representing our Lord Yahweh coming back on the chariots, man, okay? A white horse, okay, the horse is representing power, okay? The white is purity, okay? He's coming back on that chariot, and he's called Faithful and True, right? It says, "And In righteousness, he doth judge and make war. So he's coming back to judge and to make war. So he's coming back to fight, okay? And the Christian church, they don't teach this. They don't go into these precepts. They don't tell you what Yahweh Shah is going to do when he come back, man. All right? It says, verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. Now, what does this represent? It represents him coming back, taking down all the heathen nations, man. He's taking away power from them, their rulership, all right? Because the crown represent power, represent rulership. But he's going to take away all the crowns from these heathen nations, man, chiefly from Esau. It says, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Now, the name that's written that no man knew, brothers and sisters, is talking about the position that Yahweh Shah holds. It's not talking about his actual name, okay? It's his authority, the position that he holds. Don't no other man have that position but him. No angels, nobody. Only he has that position as the second most powerful being in the universe, man, in existence. He has that authority. And you can read Hebrews chapter 1 to back that up. And also you can read Matthew's 28 in the, I think it's 18th verse, if I'm not mistaken. But reading on, it says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, meaning that he's coming back to do a lot of killing, man, a lot of destroying, okay? This is what, all right, or the Apostle John saw in the vision. This is the coming of Mashiach, man. It says, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. Verse 14 says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, meaning the angels. They're coming back in the chariots as well, but they're just being compared to white horses, man. But it's not actual white horses, all right? It says clothed in fine linen, white and clean. So they're coming back with Yahweh Shah, man, going back to second Esdras. Chapter 13 and verse 3, it says, and I beheld him, lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. So we know what that's talking about now, the angels, okay? It says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, right? People are going to be afraid, man, trembling, all right, confused, perplexed, okay, troubled by the return of Yahweh Shah, all right? And about required to Wab, shalom to you too, sister, shalom. It says, verse 4, and whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, all day burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. So this is Yahweh Shai judging, all right, with those laser beams coming out of his chariot, man. Okay, it's not an actual voice, okay? It's him using those laser beams to destroy people, man. All right? It says, verse 5, and after this, okay, you know what, let's prove that it's talking about that, because here, let me see. No, this excuse me, this Habakkuk, okay, where it speaks about our Lord. Oh, excuse me, hold on. Habakkuk 3. Okay, yeah, here we go. It says Habakkuk 3, it says, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand. What did that mean? Horns coming out of his hand. It says, and there was the hiding of his power. Horns coming out of his hand. That's talking about those laser beams, man, coming from chariots. Okay. And let's get that word real quick. It says horns coming out of his hand. It should say it should say bright beams. Okay. Yep, here we go. So the word is in the Hebrew is Quran. All right, Quran, H7161. Okay, it says horn of strength, flask, horn. It says horn of rays of light, heel. Okay, of rays of light. Excuse me, real quick. I'm gonna take this call real quick. Salakia, take this. All right, Salakia. Okay, Salakia for that. But I had to take that call. But it says rays of light, heal. So them rays of light, brothers and sisters, are talking about those laser beams coming from the chariot, man. Okay. Verse 5 says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Who are these multitude of men, brothers and sisters, out of number? It's talking about the different armies of the world. They're going to gather together and fight against Yahushua, man. They're going to start fighting against each other and turn to subdue Yahushua, which is impossible, okay? But just seeing that strange sight in the heavens, man, seeing them chariots come, it's gonna mess them up and make them want to fight Yahushua, man. Okay. Now, real quick, let's prove that it's talking about the different armies of the earth. Okay, this is Revelation 19. Okay, back in 19. All right, this is a powerful chapter too, man. Revelation 19. Okay, let's get to the point. It says, here we go. Revelation 19:19, it says, and I saw the beast, right? And who is the beast? NATO and the EU, okay? And America is a part of NATO. It says, and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So they're going to turn to fight against Yahushua, man, okay? Which will not be a fight, okay? That's an unfair fight. Like Terrence Crawford fighting Earl Spence. That was an unfair fight. They should have been through in the towel the third round, nigga getting his ass whooped. But it's going to be worse than that, man. It's going to be worse than what Terrence Crawford did to Earl Spence, way worse, okay? It's going to be a complete slaughter, man. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. So Yahushua is going to destroy the armies of the world, man. Even though they're gathering against him to fight, okay, with all their iron technology, their iron weaponry, these toys they got. That's a bunch of BS against Yahushua, man. A damn missile. What the hell a missile to Yahushua, our Lord and Savior, man? That's nothing. An airplane, okay, a jet, all right, a laser beam, whatever Esau got, that's nothing to Yahushua, man. So verse 6 says what? It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up on it. Now we know Yahushua not coming back, actually flying on a literal mountain. But Esdras, all right, he compared the chariot that Yahushua is going to be on unto a great mountain, man. So imagine seeing Mount Esdras floating in the sky. that will mess you up. But this is how big that chariot is going to be that Yahushua is going to be on. Okay? And he said he flew up on it, which is a telltale sign that it's a so-called UFO. He's flying on it? What does that mean, Christian? What does that mean? Him flying on this great mountain. He's coming back in a so-called UAP, which is a chariot of Israel. Okay? He flew up on it, man. Real quick, let me get Isaiah. Okay, Isaiah 19 in verse 1. It said the burden of Egypt. All right. Now, this Egypt, brothers and sisters, isn't talking about ancient Egypt. All right. This is spiritual Egypt if you have eyes to see. Read Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. Okay, to just prove that. It says, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt. So once again, all right, we have another precept saying that Yahushua, all right, saying that the Lord, okay, but really talking about Yahushua, he's riding up on a swift cloud. Ezra said he was flying on a great mountain. So we know Yahushua is going to be riding on something when he returns, man. In Revelation, it said that he was on a horse, right? John said he saw him riding a horse, but it wasn't an actual horse, brothers and sisters. It was a so-called UAP, all right? A chariot, man. And if you go into the word chariot, it's a vehicle, okay? It's a vehicle of the Lord, man. So Esau got his vehicles, and the Lord has his vehicles, man. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful, man. Okay. 2 Ezra 13:6, it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Verse 7 says, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not, because it wasn't an actual mountain, brothers and sisters. Ezra would have saw, all right, the big empty spot where the mountain was taken from, but it wasn't an actual mountain. It was Yahushua on that chariot, man. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. He's coming back in great fashion, man. And this is why I said back in Revelation chapter 1 and 7 that every eye gonna see him. It's gonna be impossible to miss Yahushua, man. He's gonna have the biggest chariot, okay? Styling and profiling. All right. Who there was? There's a Ric Flair. Styling and profiling, man. You talking to the Rolex wearing. All right, here we go. Verse 8 says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, right? The armies of the earth were sore afraid. They were so afraid when they saw Yahushua. They will be so afraid when Yahushua descend in that chariot, man. It says, and yet durst fight, because the Lord going to make them fight. He's going to put the spirit on them to fight against them, man. And it's going to be a great slaughter, okay? Ezra's trying to speak about it. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, right? They were shooting at him with missiles and, different rockets and stuff, trying to attack Yahushua. It says, he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Verse 10 says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. This is not talking about an actual blast of fire, brothers and sisters, in a tempest. It's talking about him shooting those laser beams out of the chariots, man. Okay. Real quick, let me get Wisdom of Solomon 5. All right. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon 5. Just to further prove the Lord coming back. All right, to shoot out them laser beams, man. Out them chariots. Real quick. Wisdom of Solomon. Come on, man. I said 5, bro. Oh, okay. I put I put verse 5. Here we go. Wisdom of Solomon 5. Okay. And here we go. Here it says, all right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 5:19, he shall take holiness for an invincible shield. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for his sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Verse 21 says, then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, and from a well-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow, right? It says, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the floods shall cruelly drown them. Okay, so those right aiming thunderbolts. It's not talking about actual thunderbolts, brothers and sisters, okay? It's talking about him shooting out them laser beams, all right? And this is what Ezra is seeing here in the prophecy. Verse 11 says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. So that was all mixed together, man. Okay, this is Ezra trying to explain the best way that he can of what he saw. It says, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one. So Ezra saw all the armies of the earth destroyed, man, by Yahweh. It says, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So Ezra was troubled by this vision, man, because he saw Yahweh coming back in them chariots, man, and judging all of the armies of the earth, man. He's going to destroy all of their behinds, okay? Especially you, Esau. And I'll close out here with this precept. And Lord willing, man, I'll come back tonight, Lord willing, and I'm going to do a breakdown of Isaiah 34. Lord willing, through the Spirit, man. Okay, this is a powerful chapter. All right, but I want to read verses 1 and 2 here. Isaiah 34:1, it says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. Verse 2 says, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. And we just read about the fury of the Lord upon those armies, man. It says he had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. Okay. And we just read about that in 2 Ezra 13. It says their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. So Isaiah also, he saw the armies of the earth being destroyed by Yahweh and the angels. Okay, so I pray that was edifying to you, brothers and sisters. Man, I'm going to close out, all right, for time's sake, and I'll take my butt to work. But I pray that was edifying, man. Okay, Yahweh, he's coming back to judge these nations and to save us. All right, Lord willing. Okay, Lord willing, man. So then I'm going to close out. Hey, shalom, shalom, brother. Yahweh Shem Shabbat. Yes, sir. Hey, look, brother. Lord willing, man. I'm gonna try to come to Austin this month, Lord willing, not. Okay, slide back down to Austin, man. And get the work in, bro. But shalom, all right, shalom, you brothers and sisters, man. Keep fighting, keep pushing.